On in here. Got to have a conversation. You gotta have some real conversation around here. I got my coffee right here. The Seahawks tonight, they stepped on the scale. That's what kind of game this was. This is the game where you step on the scale and you see how much you weigh. Tonight, we found out, as of right now, how much the Seahawks weigh. Them Niners came in town and were disrespectful. Partying in the end zone, dancing all on the sidelines, in Lumen Field. What y'all want me to say? I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not used to seeing this. Not used to seeing back-to-back losses like this at home in Lumen Field when the expectation is where it is. And no. It's not a rebuilding season. Expectation is still high with this franchise, still high with this organization. And they took an L. And they took an L to the division rival. This is now six games in a row. I think the last time the Seahawks won a game against the Niners was 2021. First quarter, second quarter, we can go through it. We can go through everything that we saw. These Seahawks lost 36-24. Football is a very simple game. Yeah, I know we do all the fantasy football. We do all, wide receivers and tricks and this and that. It comes down to two things. Run the ball, stop the run. Every team in the National Football League has to go by that recipe, maybe except for maybe one quarterbacking team. Kansas City Chiefs. They just do things different. Also, referees do give the Chiefs a lot, but that's another story. What happened today? How many rushing yards did the San Francisco 49ers just run for? 229. What did the New England Patriots run for? 185. What did the Giants run for? 175. What did the Giants rush for? 116. Now, Seahawks tried to run the ball. They definitely ran the ball more than the last time. They gave it to Kenneth Walker the third. Against the Giants, they gave it to him 5 times. I saw better this time. They gave it to him 14 times in this game. They gave it to Zach Charbonnet. They gave it to him 5 times. So they tried to run the ball. Only rushed for 52 yards. Look, it's hard to be one-dimensional. It's hard to be when your offense is up on that 1 second, out the next. I just didn't see it going down like this. And so I got to ask myself, who is this team? Because right now in the month of October, as you get ready to go towards the end of the month into November, this is when you really find out the identity of your team. Is this going to be the defense? Is this it? And it'll get easier. After this game right here, they're going to leave here and go to Atlanta. Have y'all seen the Atlanta Falcons running back? Atlanta Falcons playing good football. They can run the ball. They got Kirk Cousins. Then after that, what happens? They come home against who? The Bills. Then after that, the Rams. Then bye week. Then on the road to the Niners. Not used to this. Not used to back-to-back losses like this. Not used to this when you have a situation where the Seahawks are 3-1. Okay, rough Monday night game. If we let that one go, you come back home against the Giants, I think we all expected for them to win that. And then we just see it here today, and it just seems like, and by the way, I'm sick and tired of being in Lumen Field and seeing all these Niner fans dressed out in red, coming packed, coming deep, screaming, bang, bang, Niner gang. If I hear that one more time, I don't know what to do. And then they partying in the end zone. They are partying in the end zone, dancing, jumping up in the end zone with their wives at the same time. I'm not going to be like this the whole podcast. I got to just get this off my chest. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to keep this expectation high. Yes, the expectation is high. We've been doing this almost 20 years, y'all. You know what it is with these Seahawks. You know what time it is. Can't have this. I mean, today, happy birthday to Geno Smith. Happy birthday, Geno Smith. 34 years old. Was a good showing today. And we also got to see something. Geno Smith was 28 for 47 today. 289 yards. We got to see what it's going to be like if Geno Smith isn't fantastic, right? Because Geno Smith has been fantastic this season. Wasn't fantastic today, but we got to see what happens if he's not fantastic because I just don't see, like I said, look, I'm not trying to tell y'all that I'm the football expert, but let me, 52 yards rushing? 52? What's the identity? What's the identity of this offense? I'm asking you. Put it in the chat. What is the identity? I don't think anybody's thrown more passes than the Seahawks this season. So obviously it's going to be a pass team.
Yeah, we lead the league in pass attempts.
Okay, so you lead the league in pass attempts. So that's what they are. Today, threw it 47 times. Now, granted, towards the end of the game, he was throwing it a lot. I just think they had a field day today. Deebo Samuel, 3 receptions, 102 yards. George Kittle, my brother producer Frank, he was happy. He came in, he said, man, look, right now, they neutralized George Kittle. George Kittle wasn't doing nothing. Then he get a touchdown. Then he go to the locker room. After he got that touchdown, he went and he got another touchdown. Then he's celebrating in the end zone, going to see his wife in the stands. He had 5 catches for 58 yards. Brandon Ayuk, he had 2 catches. But rushing? I mean, Jordan Mason right there. Jordan Mason he's a good running back. He was out there at Georgia Tech, I believe. Georgia Tech, I think Jahmyr Gibbs was the guy.
He was second rushing in the league coming into this game.
I want to ask this. No, I'm not going to ask this. I'm gonna tell you guys something, and I'll tell you what I said. I thought I said it here on this podcast. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I don't know if I said it on Brock and Salt. I don't know where I said it. But I said that the winner of this game tonight, I said this. I said the winner of this game tonight will be the toughest team out there on the field. I said the winner of this game tonight will be the team that rushes for more yards and stops the run. Seahawks gave up 229 and only rushed for 52. You don't have to be an expert. You ain't got to be a wizard to figure out what's going to happen. Turnover battle? Lost that. Seahawks turned the ball over three times. Right now, I don't even have the stats in front of me. Right now, let me ask you guys this. Last time you seen a Seahawks turnover? They didn't cause any. Like, look, you know what it is. This is Seahawks. This ain't like, no disrespect to these other franchises. No disrespect to these other fan bases. You guys know what we have come to expect. That's what it is. You know this. And these back-to-back games just don't taste right. Yeah, this tastes like 2023. This tastes like 2023. I didn't know and realize we was going to get this real this fast into the season. Hey, 12s, you did your part. 12s, you were at the stadium. Y'all showed up. It was hype. It was ready. 3 games, 11 days, sure. Every team's going to have a stretch like that. It's rough. And I know those boys. I know them players, those men. They ready to get back after it. It's a rough one. But we got to talk about it. Win, lose, or draw. Now, we ain't giving up on this team now. We ain't doing that. It ain't necessarily over. We just got to talk through this. Reek Woolen out. Don't know when he's coming back. Byron Murphy II out. Don't know when he's coming back. Chinna out. Gone for about 4 weeks plus. Now you got Artie Burns. He came back in and now he's back out. Trey Brown left the game with a hand injury. Doing these things it's hard. It's hard to do these right here after a loss. It's hard to do these after a back-to-back loss. So, what is the light at the end of the tunnel? What is that? Well, I don't have it yet. I ain't gonna lie to you. That ain't what I do. I don't have that light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you could share that light. Because I don't have it right now. Not when you can't stop the run. Not when there's a situation where you have an opportunity, you're within 1 score of the Niners tonight, and you know the Niners are in a run situation, and you know they're going to run the ball, and he pops off 77 yards. One of the things that Mebane talks about, producer Frank, you heard him talk about this. He said one of the things that he's seeing that's popping on film, he says he does not see the communication, because I asked him, what is going on with the run game? He said, man, hey, sometimes it's chemistry. Sometimes it's knowing your guys. Sometimes it's watching film together, away from what the coaches are nothing. Producer Frank, talk to me, man.
Yeah, I'm going to share some stats. I like what you talked about in terms of we don't know what the identity of this team is. So the Seahawks pass more than any other team. Gino has more pass attempts than anyone else.
Okay.
So what we were going to do, we were going to establish the run. I charted every first down what we did on offense. 3-yard rush, 4-yard rush, negative 3-yard rush, 3-yard rush. And then that was it for the first half outside the 2-minute drill. In the second half, 13-yard pass, 2-yard rush, 4-yard rush, 8-yard pass, 3-yard rush, incomplete pass. And then it got to the point where we're down multiple scores in the fourth quarter, and then we were throwing it every time. So we're trying to establish the run. That didn't work. You know what's interesting about these Seahawks? We're one of the least pass throwing teams in the red zone. So we throw the ball like crazy getting to the red zone, and then we throw the ball the 5th fewest times in the red zone. Geno Smith, 3 for 9 passing in the red zone. We saw it 1st and goal in the end of the first half, 3 straight incompletions to 3 different receivers. You're right. Like, are we supposed to ground and pound in the red zone and throw it all the way there? What are we trying to do? There's a lot of contradiction with these stats.
Always love Producer Frank. Producer Frank comes with it. Always gives me some good stuff. Good stats, Frank. Always kind of calming me down a little bit.
Do you mess with the band The Who?
Who is The Who?
It's a 70s British band from the British invasion.
Okay, what about them?
They have a song called Won't Get Fooled Again. Someone in the chat brought up. I love that band. And they have the song, and it's called Won't Get Fooled Again. But the lyrics at the end is meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
6 in a row? 6 in a row. And you know these obnoxious Niner fans, they're going to be all over social media, bang, bang, Niner gang. Some of them in your family, some of them are your coworkers, some are your friends. My phone just buzzed just now. What's some damn Niner fans?
And that's one other thing I want to throw at you too, because a lot of people are mentioning this online. It was a really quiet week leading into this game, and the Niners are a loud team. And I think that was a little nerve-wracking because they clearly meant business this game, and then we just saw them dance in our own end zone.
Here's where, I mean, the score of that game, what was it, 36-24?
Yeah.
36-24. If you watched that game, if you all watched it, that's about what it was. There wasn't, I mean, really, the Niners dominated. They dominated the game. And I just don't like, this is the part that I can't get over, that you guys are probably going to get upset with me, that I'm going to keep bringing it up. I just don't understand the amount of yards. They're just running it all down the Seahawks' throat. Just don't get it. And then Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. You know what I can't stand about Brock Purdy? Is that this dude does exactly what he's supposed to do. He's not fancy. He's not that special. He don't turn the ball over. He just does what he's supposed to. Brock Purdy is usually the second or third husband that somebody gets. Ain't that great looking? Got good credit. Always dependable. Gonna do exactly what he's supposed to do. Ain't gonna cheat on you or nothing. That's what kind of quarterback Brock Purdy is. Got an 810 credit score. Got a good factory job. Goes to work every single day. You know exactly where he is. That's why it's your second and third husband. He does exactly what he's supposed to do for the Niners. And there's something just going on. I know I'm not crazy. And I had somebody text me today. And it really upset me. It really got in my feelings. They told me, G, I think that the Seahawks aren't as good as you keep thinking they are. He said, G, I don't think the Seahawks, they play one way, but once they play a decent quarterback, they crumble. And I got mad. I cussed their ass out. But should I? Were they right? I mean, that goddamn Jared Goff was 18 for 18.
But it goes beyond that. Would you say Jacoby Brissett had his best game against us? Would you say Brock Purdy? Would you say Daniel Jones? I mean, Bo Nix had his NFL debut against us.
Did y'all see KJ's ass out there? That hurt seeing KJ out there in that black and red. What is going on around here? Like I said, that Brock Purdy, man, doing what he's supposed to do. The Niners, look, the Niners are without McCaffrey. The Niners are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Lost to Arizona, tough loss. They come on the road. And why do I feel like this is going to refire them up? Why do I feel like this is going to refire them up?
I mean, it felt like they made Lumen Field their field. Like that would fire me up. And now they get 10 days rest. Jeez.
I'm not accepting this team being this way. Now I know that there's going to be people all over social media that's going to be going off. I know it's some of y'all is going to be upset about what's going on, but I just can't do it. I want to talk about some other things with you guys. Don't you leave. Go get you a cup of coffee or something. I want to get to this offense. What's going on with it besides the run game? I want to go to the pass game. Tyler Lockett had 8 targets. Jackson Smith-Njigba had 9 targets. DK had 11 targets. DK had 11 targets and 3 catches. And of course, he had that touchdown called back because the illegal motion they ended up happening. Kenneth Walker III had 8 receptions tonight. Did y'all see how many times Kenneth Walker III was wide out today? Are y'all comfortable? Y'all good with that in that situation? He had 8 receptions for 37 yards. He had 8 targets, 8 receptions. Look, it sounds like, and I don't know this, but the Seahawks have lost 3 times. And the Seahawks have lost to 3 quarterbacks. Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff. My friend that called me, were they telling the truth? Are the Seahawks going to struggle against good quarterbacks? Because Kirk Cousins has been dynamite. Kirk Cousins has been dynamite. Frank, go to the rankings. Go to the NFC right now, sir. And what does the NFC look like? I want to see where we think right now the Seahawks rank when it comes to the NFC. Well, we know the Minnesota Vikings are undefeated. We know what the Detroit Lions are about. We saw what just happened with the Niners. The Saints kind of start backsliding a little bit. Atlanta Falcons are pretty decent.
We need the Cowboys to lose to have the same record as the Cowboys. The Bears, right? They're 3-2 now. We're 3-3, so they're 3-2.
3-3.
I mean, we're in the right division for this. It's 3-3 and 3-3, and then Arizona's 2-3, and the Rams are 1-4. I thought this was gonna be the best division in the NFC. It turns out this is the North.
Let's sit in the chat. I want to ask you guys something. Because we talked a lot. We talked a lot about the Ryan Grubb offense. We talked about it so much, the TV commentators, they was panning over to him. Y'all notice they didn't show Ryan Grubb at all today. We talked a lot about the Ryan Grubb offense. Scale of 1 to 10, where you at? Scale of 1 to 10, where you at? I don't like this. This doesn't. This is not right, guys. This offense. I don't know. Is it the scheme or is it the personnel? Which one is it? Is it the scheme or is it the personnel? I mean, they gave it to Kenneth Walker III 14 times. I think he averaged, 2.3 yards a carry. What we're not going to do, we're just not doing it. We're not settling. No. You guys know where the expectation is. It's the damn Seattle Seahawks. I mean, look, they're gonna have to fix this. They're gonna go on the road They're going to go on the road to go and see the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons, they can run the ball. They got to stop the run and run the ball. And back to the thing, I don't think it's scheme, y'all. I don't think it's scheme. Something is happening. Either it's not scheme, or just maybe the Seattle Seahawks right now have been unlucky. And what do I mean by unlucky? The last 3 teams that they've played have been tougher than them out there on the field. Were the Lions tougher? Were the Giants tougher? Were the Niners tonight tougher? If you say yes, yes, and yes, then we on to something right now. Then now we getting ready for them boys to head over to Atlanta. And that's a cross-country road trip where you're going to have to be tough. Simple. Don't even be tough. Stop the run the ball. Everything comes down to the trenches.
At least in that matchup, one thing I'm worried about too, we were just talking about the run defense and how bad it's been. I feel like we're really vulnerable to mobile quarterbacks, and we've really only faced one. That was Daniel Jones, but Brock Purdy had some legs on there, and we gave up 47 rush yards to our first 3 quarterbacks, all of them kind of statuesque, except maybe Bo Nix. These last two games with Daniel Jones and Brock Purdy, it's been like 60 yards. But the crucial part is it's 5 first downs we've allowed from the quarterback just scrambling. 5 different first downs, and I feel like those are just drive killers.
Good stuff, Frank. So what you trying to say, Frank? You trying to say the Seahawks are allergic to mobile quarterbacks?
It's just weird because Mike McDonald has experience with Lamar Jackson, but that feels like every time they need a first down, Brock Purdy will just scramble for 6, scramble for 8. Now I can make excuses for this team. I just don't know if people want that.
Look, I'm going to tell you guys this. The identity of this team has not been established yet. However, it is on its way. By the time you start to finish up October and go into the month of November, that is when you find out the identity of your team that season. Because every year is different, right? We're starting to find out the Minnesota Vikings. Make sure when you talk about the Minnesota Vikings that you talk about that damn defense. That defense is nice. Now, you see, that's the thing about football. Most of the time when we talk about teams winning, they always put the quarterback in the front, and the quarterback's the reason. You got to be able to, let me bore you to death. Because you're going to say, gee, I'm tired of hearing you say that. It's simple. Go look at the stats, everybody. Stop the run the ball. That's all it is. And I just didn't expect to be in this situation. I just didn't expect when you got the last 2 seasons previous, when the Seahawks ranked 30th and 31st in the NFL as stopping the run. I just knew that this wouldn't be a problem right here. Man, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of being in a relationship again after you've been cheated on. And then you in a new relationship and they stay out all night. You get flashbacks and you triggered. Steve Dobbs says, give it time. Steve, give what time? You mean to tell me we can't have no sense of urgency right now, Steve? Give it time. There's a sense of urgency right now. And there's some concern. I don't care what nobody says. 185 to the Patriots, 175 to the Giants, 229 to the Niners at home? What are we talking about? Huh? Are we having a problem with ball security?
Yeah, seems that way. Big time. And part of it, though, let's just be honest, part of it's a Thursday game. And I'm going to, hold on, just give me one sec. This will be an excuse no one will want to hear. Rookie head coaches playing Thursday night football have a notoriously bad record. They cover less than 40% of the time. When that game happens in the first half of the season, it's like 5 out of 24 times has the team even cover, let alone win. And, we've played three games in 11 days. Now, do all teams have stretches like that? Yes. But there are a couple things where it is the first 6 weeks, rookie head coach playing in a really tough spot, playing against a team that suffered a really unfortunate loss. Those are the excuses. But, what makes me mad is teams like Minnesota, teams like Washington, teams in our conference that are finding ways to win, be explosive, and come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that? We have the people for it, it feels like.
Hey, let me ask you this. Frank, are we able to call Mebane?
Yeah, we could see if we give him a call.
I'm gonna call him. Look here, y'all. I gotta call Mebane. Cause this is what I do. When I'm not with y'all, I'm watching. Hey, Bang, hold on. Don't say nothing. I'm live on the stream. I got a whole bunch of people watching. Now listen, Bang. I'm on here talking. Look, I've been. You done taught me a lot of football, Bang. You taught me simple. Run the ball, stop the run. Now, listen, Bang, the Seahawks gave up 229 yards to the Niners tonight. Yes. Now, Bang, what you doing? You about to go to bed right now? Can you go on that little thing real quick? The little code thing? All right, jump on. We got a whole bunch of people. We need to talk to you real quick. All right, peace. Yeah, Bang got to come on with us. We got to get to the bottom of this. No, we got to figure out how the run gets stopped. I don't want nobody to say, I watch Gene podcasts and they don't know what they're talking about. I'm bringing on a Super Bowl champion. I'm bringing on one of the baddest dudes ever to do it. And if anybody wants to question Brandon Mebane, let you know this one thing. There's 8 billion people on the planet. You know how many people have ever played 13 years in the NFL? You know how many that is? On the D-line? Less than 10. And by the way, we can't use excuses. We can't use excuses about injury. That can't do that, y'all. Y'all know better than that. This is the National Football League. This ain't junior football.
Yeah, Niners had injuries to Chris McCaffrey. The secondary was beat up.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing they had the special teams. Laviska, Chenault, Jr. Shout out to him. Man, I just didn't know it was gonna get like this. Will you see it if Bang comes on?
Yeah, I'm monitoring. He's taking a couple minutes.
What other stuff you got? But hey, by the way, shout out to Frank, producer Frank, my ride or die all the time. Always comes through for me. Here for me, calms me down, gives me some facts. Producer Frank, give us some more. Leap just made a good point. The Niners wanted it more. The Giants wanted it more. The Lions wanted it more. Is this going to be a theme? Are the Falcons going to want it more?
What's scary is there's no way Bijan isn't sitting there licking his lips, circling this game on his calendar. We're on the road, right? We're going to be in Atlanta. And he's like, hey, I'm bringing all my friends and family. You're going to watch me. I'm going to have 130 yards in this game. You all come see me play. That's scary.
Well, I tell you what. If they don't get to the point where they are able to stop the there he is.
Gee.
I ain't got no headphones, do I? Hold on, babe. I'll give me
Yes,
some
sir.
headphones real quick.
Can you hear me?
My guy's running up real quick. I'm gonna talk. Hold on. He'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right.
Man, see, that's what I'm talking about. Bang come through for me. He know we need to address this D-line. We need to address the trenches. That's what I'm talking about. My man come through for me all the time.
Gee, man,
Boy,
it's more than trenches.
like I said, we about to find out. I'm gonna get some real talk. Oh, my brother Frank coming through for me as always. Here we go. Got these headphones on. All right.
Let me see.
Bang. What's up, bruh?
Nothing, man. I was watching the game bits and pieces, but I got enough of it though. So what was how many yards they rushed for?
The Niners rushed for 229 yards, Bang.
And what did the Seattle what they rushed for?
52 yards.
Oof. Who now? What number are they linebackers? What's their numbers? Number 0
and 17. Matter of fact, Chris D just asked us. Chris D in the chat just said, by the way, if you guys got questions for Bang, put it in the chat. Chris D said, please ask Bang about linebacker play in zone.
I think one thing what they're doing wrong, or they're not they're
Bang, move over a little bit.
Right, like this. I could do it like this.
There we go. Yep.
I think the one thing they're doing wrong in zone as a linebackers, they're getting too close to the line of scrimmage, right? And so when they get too close to the line of scrimmage, they're not able to like move over to the next available gap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of the problems that they're running into when they're running like the zone, when they're going against a pretty much inside zone offense, right? So if you look at San Francisco, right? And I didn't say this, but okay. I got an echo.
Okay.
So if you look at San Francisco, it's so simple. It's very simple. Their run game is super duper simple. Whenever they have a fullback inside 21 personnel,
and they ran a lot of 21. They ran a lot of 21.
So whenever San Fran run 21, the running back is running inside the tackles. He's not taking the ball outside. So that's an indication that tells you right there like that, right?
Okay.
Whenever they run just dot back, single dot back, whether it's 12 personnel, 11 personnel, they can run inside and outside, but they want to particularly keep that ball outside when they run single back. And you just knowing that as a linebacker in this defensive line, right, you will understand what their concept of run game is. Everybody has their own concept, but once you just figure out what they like to do in the different personnels, it's like you got them. That's all we used to do.
Bang, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I keep beating the dead horse because I keep hearing you in my ear. Stop the run the ball. The Seahawks, man, I don't you have been watching them on film, man. You know, they gave up, like I said, they gave up 229 today. They gave up 175 against the Giants, 185 against the Patriots. It feels like a pattern, Bang.
Well, it's just from what I've seen on the film, a lot of this too is alignment. Alignment is an issue. And so when you play in an inside zone team or a zone team period, right? A lot of times as a defensive lineman, the guys get too far upfield. But if you get far upfield, then you got to just go and just make the tackle. The problem is they're getting too far upfield and they're not able to go over and help in the next gap. That's probably some of the simplest ways I could put it. But they don't understand. I don't think they understand that defense either, though. I don't think they're getting it. Like, I think everybody just trying to just do their job and hope everybody else do their job. But that's not gonna work.
So, is that a scheme thing? Is that personnel? What is it?
No, I don't. I think they have the personnel. I think they have the right scheme. I think it's just the way they're not. The individual guys are not understanding, like, you only can go so far when you're going against a zone team, because all the offensive linemen want to do is just get you upfield just a little bit and seal you off so you don't be able to go and play in the other gap, which is called a gap and a half. So a gap and a half is your gap, and then you play in the next gap over to you. That's all it is.
Now, you know what? This is the second week in a row, Bane, that you talked about a gap and a half. Now,
Right.
is it fair to say that you talking about a gap and a half, don't you kind of need the personnel? Because sometimes, Bane, I think you be saying stuff like sometimes you might not have the personnel to do what you're talking about.
I think they got the personnel, man. They have the stuff. They have the weapons. It's just I don't think a lot of times guys understand. Just keep it bug with you. I think a lot of times guys just don't understand football. Whether you're in the NFL, college, or high school, a lot of guys don't understand football. And they don't and to understand football, you have to understand why is this offense running this way, why they're attacking us this way. You have to be a critical thinker. And you have to get in the mind of an offensive coordinator or offensive player. Why do you want to block me like this? Or what are you trying to accomplish? What the running back is looking for.
Let me ask you this. I talked about tough. I talked
Right.
about tonight out there. What I saw with my own eyes, Bang,
Yeah.
the Niners were tougher tonight. How do you instill more of that? Because no, I'm telling the truth though. Has there ever been a time that you were out there and you was like, we just got our ass whooped? They were tough.
Oh yeah, you play enough football, you gonna get hit in the mouth.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, definitely. I don't know how they practice, but to me, you could practice hard, but that still don't separate you from everybody else because everybody practice hard. Everybody works hard. Everybody lift weights. So they got to figure out what separates them from everybody else, what makes us special more than everybody else. I think one thing that can separate you from everybody else is what they don't do on defense. And what I've seen, they don't communicate. They don't communicate at all. They don't talk. Like after every play, we always was talking. At least one person. Talk. What you see? Are they giving you the same stuff we seen on film? How they blocking you? Are they doubling you? Are they single you? Are they reaching? What the center's doing? What's the cadence? Like, what's the language? You know, I always verbalize the language, especially when you get to the sideline. I don't see them talking on the field.
Does that take time, Bang? Does it take
that takes time. That takes maturity. It takes confidence. It takes wisdom. And once one person doing it, it just becomes contagious. And that's something too that the coaches have to express, have to always reiterate. Hey man, y'all need to talk. Man, y'all got to talk. Even in practice, starting practice, talk. Or I would say before practice, talk in the meeting room. What you feel, what y'all think. Do y'all like the game plan? Hey, cause we was always, I don't think a lot of people know, we were a lot of times in the defensive line room, we'd change the game plan if we didn't like it. But when we changed it, we have to it was pretty much we had to go to the jury and the judge and be like, this is what we should do, blah blah blah, this and that. And a lot of times they'd be like, okay, that's a good idea, and they will roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we did it during the game.
So, okay, can you give? There's a lot of people. First of all, shout out to everybody that's hanging out with us. Bane, we got a lot of people watching us right now. I want to ask you this. The Seahawks have lost 3 in a row.
Right.
Give us an example. Tell us a situation in which your team lost 3 in a row and some of the things that were said to kind of help you get back on track.
Oof. I think it was a lot of threats going around the building.
What you mean?
Man, dude, Peter comes sometimes in our meeting room and pretty much say what he gonna do if we don't do it.
What he said he was gonna do?
He was gonna cut us.
He told
pretty much
like that.
Yeah, he used to come to us like Fridays and Saturdays, and to me, I think it was a threat, and it was a threat, and it was more so like, I'm Jedi mind tricking you. I already know you're gonna play hard, but I want you to take it to another level. So it was a Jedi mind trick, and it was more so like, y'all need to get it together because I can't cut you, and I have done it a lot before. So, and yeah, I could probably say it probably works.
So who in your D-line room used to be the vocal person? Who used to do a lot of the talking? Really, hey man, we need to get back on track.
You talking about like when we won a Super Bowl or was going to the Super Bowl?
Just in general, when you in that D-line room, you having some adversity. Was it Red? Was it?
Well, Red was the better talker, better motivation speaker, probably anybody I ever played with ever. Red actually, like being in front of Red, I actually learned how to speak in front of people by being in front of Red. Like, okay. Red taught me how to do that. I would say we all kind of like, said our stuff. We didn't really do a whole lot of talking. We knew what the expectations was, and we just did it, and we just went out there and just try to do it,
Right. Here's another thing that's happening right now, Bang. The Seahawks lost the turnover battle, 3-0. Right? Matter of fact, the Seahawks have been losing every turnover battle, except for they did get a scoop and score. Rayshawn Jenkins did take 102-yard, your former teammate, Rayshawn Jenkins.
Right.
He took a 102-yard scoop and score to the house for a touchdown. But for some reason, this Seahawks defense is not creating turnovers. As a matter of fact, I think Frank was telling me they're kind of ranked towards the bottom at creating turnovers this season.
Well, I mean, we all go back to this. We ought to go back to the root, right? You can't get any turnovers unless you stop the run. When I say stop the run, okay, we used to make people one-dimensional when it came to the run game. It was some teams that didn't even try to run on us, right? So it's like, oh, you're not going to run on us? So, okay, you're just going to sit back there and throw the ball? Okay, so either we're going to get sack calls, fumbles, or interceptions, or forced fumbles, like punching the ball out. Yeah, all that stuff, man, it just go hand in hand. Like, man, like I said, if you can't stop the run, then turnovers they won't exist. So definitely the biggest thing for them right now is they have to learn how to stop the run and figure out why are people hitting us in inside zone as much as anything. Everybody's running inside zone. Those majority of all the explosive plays are in between the tackles.
And that's what happened towards the end of the game. 77-yard strike in between the tackles.
Yeah. I think from looking at the defensive line perspective, I think they're getting too far upfield in that gap. And I think when you play inside zone, you want to stay square on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So once you stay square on this line of scrimmage, and you know that if you got like I said, if you have two backs in the backfield, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they running outside, you're gonna know they run outside right when the ball is snapped.
Right.
But majority teams, when they run the ball with two backs, they're keeping the ball inside, right? So when you know that, you like, okay, I can't go too far upfield, right? With the linebackers, I think the linebackers are getting too close up to the line of scrimmage. By the time the offensive lineman grab them, it's over. And then you're putting so much stress on the safeties.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go to the chat. I really appreciate. I see my man Josiah's here. I'm gonna go to Thriller 3 Much. Thriller 3 Much has a question, Bang. And hey, you guys send your questions in the chat. We're going to get these answered. We got Bang right here, Super Bowl 48 champion on the baddest defenses of all time.
Yes, sir.
Thriller 3 Much asks, how many games does it take to learn how to communicate? Should they look to next year to look for a communication hump? Or how many games does it take to really do this communication that you continue to talk about?
I think it's starting in walkthroughs, man. You just create a habit. It's just starting practice. It's starting walkthroughs. You do walkthroughs before you even get on the practice field, right? So if you develop that habit of just understanding how important it is, then it'll just become a habit. We all creatures, like I said, we're all creatures of habit. So once you do that, you just get in the rhythm and you start talking to where somebody's alert of what's going on. Like you have to, like I said, good defenses, great defenses are some of the best communicators. Not so much the greatest athletes, but communication is key.
Producer Frank, you got something for us, man? For Bane to ask? One thing about Frank, he's always over there with his little laptop. You got something good for us, Frank? Anything you want to ask?
Well, one thing is you're getting a lot of calls from the chat about you being the potential future defensive line coach, so something to consider. But I just think Mebane summed it up so well in the sense that, like, no turnovers are going to be forced if the quarterback's not uncomfortable. And you're not uncomfortable if you run the ball so well. You're never going to be uncomfortable. You never need to put the ball in difficult spots. You never need to force throws. And we've been seeing that the last 3 weeks.
Mm.
Yeah, and another thing too, man, to piggyback off of that, right? When people go into, how about to say CenturyLink? I'm so far. Lumen Field, right?
Yeah.
So when people go into there, right?
Yeah.
When your defense is on and it's on fire, because I've been on teams there where we was on top of the mountain, in the middle, and below, right? What the Seahawks defense have to understand is this, man. If y'all do your job correctly, when teams go there, it gets so loud. The playbooks from the offensive opponents, it shrinks. Their communication shrinks because it's so loud to where they can't communicate properly.
Okay.
And it all just goes back to, like I said, when communication is key. Mm-hmm. If the offense can't communicate very well, the opposing team that coming in Lumen Field, man, it's over.
Yeah. So they 3-3. They got to go on the road to the Atlanta Falcons to play against them. They come back home against the Buffalo Bills.
It's not easy, man. Those 2 games are not easy.
No, man. It just
all those teams run inside zone too.
Let me ask you something, because you said to me this off the air when you and I were talking. Do teams see something with the Seahawks? They see something, don't they?
Yeah, like I said, man, a lot of times when you watch their run game, they're not swarming to the ball. They're relying on one guy to make the tackle in the zone scheme. So when I say swarming, a lot of people think swarming is like you running downfield making a play, right?
Yeah.
No, swarming can be swarming into actually one gap. You got like 5 dudes making a tackle in one gap, right? Mm-hmm. But that comes with knowing each other knowing the defensive coordinator, knowing what he about to call, just feeling confident in his calls, and just that brotherhood, man. The closest teams are the ones that win. We were super close.
It took a while to get close, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like that. So when I first got there in 07, it was already set in stone. And then 08, we had a bunch of injuries. And then 9, that was a new era. And then 10, that's when Pete came. And then it started to pick up in 11. And then 12, everybody was feeling it. And then 13, 14, 15, 15, that was my last year. But
yeah. You know something that I learned that and not just with football. I think all of us can agree with this when it comes to life. So everybody listening right now, I don't care what you do or how you're doing it. You got to go through it to get to it. You see what I'm saying? You got to have to really get to that next level, to really shine up that diamond, you actually got to go through some stuff. Now, this is a new defense. This is a new era. This is a new regime. Like at the end of the day, Pete Carroll went 7-9, y'all. 2010, they went 7-9. He went 7-9 twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The first year we went to the playoffs 7-9.
7-9.
That was the Beastquake.
The Beastquake. You know what
I'm
saying? But again, you went through that though. Because back to what my man Thriller said, Thriller 3 months, he said, so how many games is it going to take? You know what?
I don't know.
We don't know. We don't. It could take 3 games in a row losing streak. It could take until next season. Either way, you guys know this in life. You know you got to go through it to get to it.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, look, we Seahawks fans, we hurting out here, bruh.
Hey, man, it'll get better, man. It definitely get better, but it's like I said, it's a new scheme, new concept, and you gotta watch a lot of film, man, to figure it out.
That's the thing that I just don't know if you fans out here, you guys in the chat, we fans, it took Pete 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Y'all got the patience for that?
Yeah.
We in a microwave society. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We get mad in the fast food line, Brother Frank, if it takes 5 minutes, let alone 3 seasons. You see what they did to the Jets. By the way, what you think about the Jets firing him?
That, to me, that wasn't the issue. I think the issue is with the Jets. The Jets is in last place in running the ball. They don't run the ball, right? And they have 2 good backs, right? But I think they put too much on Aaron to throw the ball, right? But if you look at Aaron always had a run game in Green Bay, always.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think no matter how great of a quarterback is, you always have to have a run game. And the one personnel that I will always say that I can't stand is the shotgun 11 personnel.
You can't stand that shotgun, can you?
I can't stand it because it actually cripples the quarterback and makes the offensive line soft because they're in a 2-point stance. And now you asking them to run block in a 2-point stance. You can't do that, man. Can't do that. Can't do that with guys like me coming at dudes that's in a 2-point stance. You're not gonna have a chance.
Hey, I need we need your help. Frank, offensively, can you get us the last? Today they rushed for 52 yards. Can you get us the last 3 to 4 games? How many rushing yards the Seahawks ran for? We need your help. from a defensive mind and what you see with the Seahawks offense. Oh, by the way, Bang, just to let you know, Frank let us know that the Seahawks lead the league in passing attempts. Today, Geno threw it 47 times. I think he threw it 50 times last game.
That's too much. It's too much.
They gave Kenneth Walker III the ball 5 times last week. He got it 14 times this week, only averaging 2 yards a carry. What do you see with the Seahawks team to better improve this run game?
They need to run more 12 personnel, 21 personnel, and when you get down to the goal line or short yardage, run 23 personnel, 22 personnel, like play action pass, get Geno up under the center, and, throw the ball from there. Pretty much like how you seen the 49ers running the ball, get up under the center. I don't know why people don't play that type of style of football. Like, I don't know why it's like a lost art. It works. Like, the problem with San Francisco that we've been seeing, they've been just having injuries. And then, guys was holding out for them. But other than that, man, I wouldn't be surprised, man, if they get it rolling, man. Like, after this game, I think this game was a confidence boost for them.
I told Frank that. I just told Frank that. I said, why does it feel like this potentially could be the game that the Niners needed to boost the rest of the season?
Yeah, and it's still early, but man, they just playing that style of football, man. They went up front.
You don't like quarterbacks throwing it 50+ times, do you?
No, because you got to look at it like this, right? Say if a receiver don't run a route correctly, or if a tip pass or something like that, right? Then, it's an interception that's caused or whatever, a sack caused fumble. Then they blame the quarterback for all this and that, right? It's just you asking the quarterback to do too much when you go back to what is football. Football is the ultimate team sport. I think they put too much on quarterbacks nowadays to, try to win by 50. Like, you don't have to win by 50. Just control the clock. That's all San Fran was doing. They was playing keep away. I'm pretty sure the time possession, they have more time possession than
Frank was talking about the time possession.
Yeah.
Yeah. We lost. We had 15 minutes less time in possession last week against the Giants, and it was in about 6 or 7 minutes this time. So the last couple games, we're just not out on the field nearly as much as the other offense. And then you asked for the rushing numbers. I got them for you. We opened the season 146 against Denver, followed that with 46 against New England. Then we had 100, followed by 133. The one time we outran a team was Detroit because Goff was 18 for 18 passing. Had 100 against the Giants and then 52 today.
Man, I'm going to tell you, man, another key thing is winning football games. All you need to do really is score 28 points. That should be the target number. Mm-hmm. If you get to 28, your percentages of winning is very, very high. Win the turnover battle, win in red zone on both sides, and win on third down. That's it.
Hey, Bane, Josiah says, serious question. Thoughts on D-line in a 2-point stance? Pad level seems like it's killing us in the trenches, too. Look at that.
Oh, you talking about the defensive end?
Yeah.
Talking about the defensive. He's talking about the Seahawks D-line?
Well, he says take note from Bosa's stance. He's talking about Joey Bosa's stance.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
looks like a snake in the grass. He gets so low. And
Yeah,
he's got
he
that
gets low.
He looks like he's on track.
What's that about, Bang?
I believe this, right? And I play with a guy that he could do it and get away with it, Melvin Ingram, right? He was good at both of them. I believe this. I believe everybody is not able to rush out of a 2-point stance. As I said earlier, I don't even like offensive linemen in 2-point stands. If it's obvious third down, 3rd and 12, okay, get in the 2-point stance, tackle, right? Mm-hmm. I think the best defensive lineman of all time, right? Excuse me. They got in the track stands. When you think of a track runner, they get in that track stands, and what they doing? They coming out them blocks, and they gonna come out them blocks real low, right? I think that it just creates so much momentum going forward to where I think that's the best. 2-point stands ain't for everybody.
Right.
I don't believe that.
Yeah. All right, well, Bang, man, look here. I'm gonna let you get back to your family. Like a lot of people, man, a lot of people in the city, man, they really appreciate you, bruh. Like, hey,
man, appreciate them.
You did a lot for this city. KJ talks about you. Bobby Wagner talks about you. All the stuff that you used to tell them boys where the ball was going. It's going this way, going that way, pass, run. You used to let them know.
Study, man. I used to study. I prayed and asked God for wisdom, and I used to pick everybody's brain that the older guys that would come 1 year and out, 1 year and out. I used to just pick their brain. I used to pick brains of. I remember Cortez Kennedy came in the locker room with. I forgot the guy's name, but he was a former running back with Cortez Kennedy. And I said, hey, man, give me something, man. What running backs like to do, man? What I need to look at to slow running backs down.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. He told me. And I was like, appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, before you go, I hope y'all still, because, man, hey, man, by the way, a lot of people showing you love here in the chat. Before you go, I want to talk about something maybe I hope that this is okay to talk about. One of the things that you and I have talked about, and people need to know this, because you're really good at this game of football. Mm-hmm. Can you share with us how your dyslexia and all that?
So I'm still like doing the research, the TED Talks and stuff on it. And it's something that is like, I forgot what it is, man, but I don't really know the terms. So I was diagnosed with dyslexia and I was severely diagnosed. But the dyslexia is one part of the test that the doctor told me that the visual part that I scored like above average on. And I don't know the terms and stuff. I got to get back with you on that one. But yeah, it helped with my IQ of football. So,
like, hey, you were struggling in school, but good at football?
Yeah, man, it was visual, man. I'm a visual guy, man. And, when I was in school, we didn't, you be going to these schools now, they be having the big old 77-inch screen board where they had the whole lesson plan up there.
Right.
Like, man, when I was in school, man, I was before the markers, man. We had chalk and the green board, man, and the lesson plan wasn't wrote up there and everything. Like, it wasn't organized. I was organized now, man. So, man, I struggled in school, man. It was rough, man.
Yeah.
But I'm a survivor, man. It's like, hey, man,
babe,
got to go through it.
Hey, man. Oh, I know pretty soon there's going to be football teams calling you to get this, because I'm telling everybody, look, I talk to you every single day. Like, when I'm not on this, I'm talking to you about this game. Your ability, the way you are able to simplify this game of football is just unreal. Where does that gift come from?
Like I said, man, okay, I can tell you the story, man. Unless it's too late, is it?
No, let's go. Yeah, people ain't got nothing to do. Let's go. Frank here, let's go.
So when I first came to Seattle, I was with the third group, and I was rotating with three guys in the defensive tackles, right? Mm-hmm. So and then it was a second group and then the first group, right?
Yeah.
And I got to the point to where I was messing up, wasn't in my playbook, wasn't understanding the plays and knowing what was going on, getting reach and everything, wasn't using my hands. So, man, it was a little birdie that came to my ear and say, man, you don't get it right, man, you gonna get cut. So I'm not understanding the defense. I'm not knowing what's going on or how the business work, right? So I'm like, dang, man, like, I need to get it going, man. I didn't graduate from college at the time. I recently graduated, so I got my degree from Berkeley, right? So I was like, man, I need to get it going, right? So I went to my position coach, Dwayne Bowe, Pee Wee, and I said, Pee Wee, man, I need help, man. I wanna like be better, right? Mm-hmm. So Pee Wee was like, all right, man, we come in here at 6 a.m. every morning and let's work. And so that 6 a.m. we was teaching me how to watch film, how to take notes, learning about gaps, learning about alignments, learning about hands and eyes, feet, and leverage, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then before practice, we'll go on the field and we'll do stuff before practice, working on my stance, changing it up. Look what I'm looking at, my eyes, everything. He was teaching me everything, right?
Right.
And so the first preseason game happened, it went by. Second preseason game, I played real well, and they moved me up with the twos. And so before that, I'm in the locker room, and, the guys that's in front of me, they were like, hey, man, how you doing? Everything cool, man? You good, man? You comfortable?
Yeah.
And so when I moved up that depth, they weren't smiling and talking to me then.
Man, they stopped talking to you, bro?
They stopped talking to me. It was.
Hey, you know what? Hey, time out.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, ain't that like real life? You starting to propel a little bit. You started to excel, Frank. You starting to move up a little bit. And so some of the same people that was cool with you, they start seeing you start to move up. And that hate come in.
Didn't you talk about this in an X's and O's?
Sure did.
You sure did.
I sure did talk about this in X's and O's.
They want to see you win till you win.
They want to see you win until you win. They want you to do better, but not better than them. Come on, Cat Stokes. Where you at, girl? Man. Yeah. Come on.
So I get to the second string. And I just feel like the tension in the locker room. I'm like, dang, man, it's like I didn't know it was like this, and I didn't understand the business, right? Mm-hmm. So we get to the season. I'm still with the twos, and by game 5, the two guys that was in front of me, they both tore their ACL. Mm-hmm. They were out for the year.
Yep.
So I move to the depth again, but I find out.
Was that Marcus Tubbs? Was that Tubbs?
Yep, it was Tubbs and Chuck Darby.
Chuck Darby. Hey, what did Chuck Darby used to call you?
Oh, man. He used to call me piece of shit. He called all of the young dudes piece of shit. Yeah, man. But the Chuck Darby, man, they was some good dudes, man. They was if I had any questions, man, they'd give me the game, man, and I appreciate them, man. But I moved up to depth, and nobody told me I was starting. I found out I was starting because my dad read the newspaper, I think Monday, and homeroom said, yeah, that we're gonna go with the rookie. He gonna start. And so that's how I found out. I was like, oh, okay. And there wasn't no depth chart wrote on the board or nothing. It was just, by the time walkthrough came, it was like, you up. And, after that, I didn't look back. But I continued to watch film with Pee Wee for 2 years until he left 2009. And, man, that was like my foundation. That was everything, man. Before that, I used to be like so mad that I didn't go first round. But looking at it from, when I got older and older, I was like, man, I wasn't actually ready for first round, because before I got drafted to the Seahawks, I remember there was a team asked me to get on the board. And they was like, man, get on the board and drop your favorite defense that you ran at Cal. So I drew it up, I drew the offensive line up, and I just drew the interior tackles, didn't draw the ends because I couldn't explain their alignment. And I said, I just drew a line up the field. I just drew a line up the field like, A gap, B gap, just say whoop, whoop. And I was like, dang, man. And didn't really dawn on me, man. Like, dude, they was asking you to try to see, like, what's up?
Right.
But if they ask me now, I'm like, man, I'm jumping up there, man.
Yeah.
And like, man, I'm on it, you know, like, cause I know it now, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
now listen, Bam, I'll let you get back to your family. If you guys want to get some one-on-one and you want to, like, if you somebody, like I said, I learn from them all the time. If you somebody you want to reach out to Mebane, tell the people how to reach out to you at any time.
You can go to I got 2 Instagram handles. So you can go to Mebane at 92 or 92, or just type in my name, Brandon Mebane.
Yep.
And then you can go to my other one is Elevate Your Football IQ. That's where I'm teaching defensive linemen how to watch film, just pre-snap reads, teaching high school, college, NFL. And so if you want to do some Zoom sections, hit me up and let's go get it. Even if you don't want to play football, and if you want to learn football, like, hey, let's go.
I'm telling you,
I can show you.
Hey, look here, I've had the privilege. Let's see, I met you
2007.
2007. That's
Kirkland.
17 years ago.
Yeah,
Bang.
Kirkland.
Bang.
This is Kirkland, not Renton. This is Kirkland.
Hey,
yeah.
Bang. Was your furniture cheap that you first bought?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I furnished my whole house. I didn't realize I was buying all green couches. I don't know why I was buying green couches. I had 3 different color green couches. I don't know why I got green couches. Yeah, it was, I don't know, man.
Bang. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Tell the family hello. Tell your wife
yes, sir.
Let you come hang out with us, man. Bro, we'll talk
yes, sir.
soon,
No
brother.
No problem.
Yeah,
y'all take care.
Man, I just want to shout out someone in our chat. Thrilla Much said this. I love this when you guys are talking about pass attempts. Mebane and Red would never let a QB get that many passes off in a game. That's so true.
Hey, people forgetting, man, how mean that Chris Clemens was, man.
Ooh.
Chris Clemens? Oh my God, man. Like, dude, if y'all go back and watch the film, like how this dude got off the ball, man, like that was probably I thought Red was the meanest dude I ever played with, but Chris Clemens was mean.
Chris Clemens was mean, bro.
Oh my God. Woof. But not only like we had Chris, we had Michael Bennett, we had Cliff Averill, and then we had Clint McDonald, truck driver. Yeah. And then we had big, quiet, silent assassin,
Big Amigo,
Big T-Mac, man. Oh man, Big Amigo was so strong, man. But I had y'all on here all night giving stories about all these dudes, man.
Hey, we're gonna say these stories. We'll come back to them.
Hey, just know this.
Yeah.
So all those dudes I just named, they didn't keep us in one meeting room. They had to split us up. So the ends had to go in one meeting room and D tackles had to go in one room because we was like, we was big, dude.
Wait. Time out. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is news. You're telling me that all the D-line did not be together?
No. No. DQ used to take the defensive ends.
DQ, Dan Quinn, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah. And Travis used to keep us. Because you couldn't keep us all in one room because if we see something we didn't like, we'd talk crazy, we'd argue, not with each other, but about the game plan. And like we was about that. And yeah.
Wait, the D tackles and the D ends.
Man. Yeah, we had the splitters, man. It was I tell you what, it was guys in there that was so smart, man, to where it was the ideals was just bouncing off the side of the room, just boom, 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 boom. And it was just like, yeah, would
y'all ever argue with each other?
No, not really. No, not really. But it was more so like arguing with the coach. And
you guys
we was
arguing with the coach, bro?
Yeah, to get a game plan, to get the right game plan. Like like I used to say stuff like they used to try to put me in the inside shade on the guard. I'll be like, I'm not doing that. Put me on that center. I want to get off, And yeah, man, there's so many stories.
Well, bang, hey man, go take care of the family. Man, we
All right.
12s and Seahawks fans, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for all you do, man. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir, man. I'll see y'all later.
All right, man.
Yep.
Brother Frank, man, it's always good. By the way, shout out to my producer, Frank, man. One thing about him, man, Frank's he's the hardest worker. That dude is loyal to the soil. He's going to be a very successful man. You want to know why he's going to be successful? He don't complain. He just work, man. So shout out to my producer, Frank, on doing it.
Oh, it's very kind. I learned from the best. That's you, G.
Yeah, man. Hey, and shout out to all of you guys. I want to thank Mebane for being on, because Frank, what Mebane did was he kind of helped me get rid of my emotion. He kind of helped me not be as upset. I was hurt. The Seahawks are 3-3. The Seahawks have dropped 3 games in a row. The Seahawks have dropped 2 games at home, back to back. The Seahawks now have to go on the road and play against the Atlanta Falcons and then back home against the Bills. The expectations, I believe, are still high, Frank, for this team. I am not going to lower the expectations. It is staying here. So whatever happens in Atlanta, I don't care. It's staying here. This team has to learn how to stop the run, and they have to learn how to run the ball at the same time. And like Mebane said, Frank, they're going to have to communicate, man.
Yeah, and just one thing, we've talked about Mebane, we've kidded around, but that's a voice I want to hear after a really upsetting loss. Talk about coaching qualities on multiple levels, not only his experience, his knowledge, but just that's a voice I want to hear in the locker room after that game.
Whose voice is that?
Mebane.
Yeah.
Mebane.
Yeah. Mebane really was the soothing voice that we needed. I didn't think I was going to be able to keep up with the emotion and everything like that. Not at all. But shout out. Hey, man. But again, before we go and leave this podcast, I just want to just say, hey, I really appreciate all of you guys for hanging out. Some of y'all is, loyal to the soil, coming up, hanging out with us. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely means the world. Wait a minute. Brooke Martin? Oh, Brooke Martin. See, and that's what I'm talking about. Frank, you got a loyal girlfriend. Man, you know what? That's what I'm talking about.
I don't want to rub it into Brady, but yes, I do.
When
She's
you
the best.
look, when you got your lady up late at night because her man is out working and Brooke Martin is on the chat talking about how he's the best boyfriend. See, that's what the hell I'm talking about. We started off this damn chat upset about a loss, but we're seeing some good stuff going on right here in the world. And it's time for this Seahawks team to get back on track. Now, we got tonight. We got tomorrow, because social media is going to be rough. Facebook, Twitter, X, if you will, TikTok, it's going to be rough. Bang, bang, Niner gang is all you're going to see. You're going to see the big red this and red that. After tomorrow, after Monday, Frank? Oh, wait, today's Thursday.
Oh, yeah, we're going to take the weekend to recoup, be with the fam, really find ourselves.
Damn.
It doesn't sound like you're in the mood to respect the fit.
Nah.
That's too bad. They brought it today, but they didn't get the win.
They did bring some bread. Frank, Josiah and everybody said you're gonna have to put the ring on Brooke.
Oh yeah. It's gonna have to happen. If she's staying up this late for the Seahawks and hanging out with us, yeah, it's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
She's the best. I love you, Brooke.
All right, y'all. Kat, Josiah, all y'all great people. Amen. Leon, appreciate you. Man, all that. Cat Stokes says, gee, they was emulating your fashion piece. My mom was at the game. All right. Hey, I got to get going. Y'all have a great rest of the night. Happy Friday to you tomorrow. Have a great weekend. I'm going to be traveling down to see the Ohio State Buckeyes, play against the Oregon Ducks, number 2 versus number 3. I'm looking forward to being able to drive down to see my son down there playing. Hey, we'll get through this weekend, turn the page to next week, and it's ready for the Atlanta Falcons. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate all you do. Hey, we appreciate you rocking with us. Love you for that.